Okay, so usually when I paint clouds, I set up the background, like choose just whatever colour, and then I get an angled brush like this, and I, kind of smush it in some paint, and just kind of swish around, just kind of wherever I feel like a cloud should go. Like when you start clouds, you kind of want to start with a light base first and then add the darker tones. It just works better like that, I think. So the fun thing with clouds is they just kind of do whatever they want, and they kind of just look, all fluffy and stuff, which is why they're one of my favourite things to paint, actually. So sometimes I go in with a darker colour. See, I'm using the same purple as I did here for the clouds up here, just to keep the colours, kind of simple. Don't want to add too many variants, because when we get to the sparkly part of this, there's going to be like a lot more colours. So just keep it simple with the background. Yeah, sometimes I add a bit of white in there. It really just it just depends on, how you're feeling. So, I need more white paint, but I don't know where I've put it. Here it is. Let me see if I can zoom in a bit. So you want to have like an even amount of clouds, but you don't want to overload it too much, because then, it gets a bit busy. I like to do the sides too, just to make it look a bit complete, and really just like go at the painting just like as hard as you can. Actually, no, not as hard as you can, but like quite hard, so it looks like scruffy and, So I basically just keep layering on this white. What you don't want to do is you don't want to wait for it to dry when it's like this, because you want to be able to mix some of the colours together. Like I like being able to see some of the underlying colour, so the background colour in the clouds. Just think it adds more dimension. Also, this technique is pretty good for like tiny clouds. You just like that. See, and it looks like the clouds are like really far away, so it gives you a bit of distance. Let me give you like, see, because it looks kind of rough right now, but like that's how it's supposed to look in the beginning. So now that I've let it dry a little bit, I'm gonna go in with like a fatter brush, which it gives you a smoother kind of texture, and it also fills in the colour faster, which So you really want to just go crazy with this. Like, there is no wrong way to paint a cloud, you just kind of do. Let's get a bit more purple in there. See the way the underlayer creates a bit of texture? That's what we want. So on the first layer, just like gloop the paint on there, just go crazy with it. And then what I like to do, I know it looks extreme right now, but I like to add the darker colour into the clouds for a bit of dimension. But it looks intense right now, but we're gonna quiet it down a little bit with some white. So it should look like that, kind of all smushy, you know. And when you dip in your paintbrush in the paint, just like boop, 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 so that it kind of creates this, you know, like weird like texture where the paintbrush doesn't kind of sit together, and then you can just kind of dot some clouds on. And then we're going to add some, I think, a little bit of purple again for dimension, a little bit of colour. I think we should also add some blue up here. So just when you're painting the clouds, keep it really simple, like either go a shade lighter or darker than the background that you have, and you should be fine. Don't like this area here, it's got kind of muddy. So when it gets muddy like that, just kind of wait for it to dry, and then you can go over the top of it again, because even if you go wrong, you can always just paint over it, and it gives you more cloud texture the more paint you add. So I think this is a really fun way of making clouds. And that's it. That's how I make clouds. This one's kind of rough, but I feel like it's a good start. And to kind of get them to look the way you want, you kind of just, you play around with it, get smaller brushes, get bigger brushes, so whatever you're feeling. Thanks for watching.